Hey everybody, Christian here, and today we're going to be removing and resealing the taillights on my Z31. I have a set of OEM turbo taillights that I've tinted with VHT nightshade, so those are going to be going in, and it's a pretty straightforward process. Each light is held in with a few nuts on some studs, so we're going to go ahead and pull those all off. We'll probably use a heat gun to soften up some of the sealant on the edges, and then they can be pressed out, and then we can get started on prepping and cleaning the surface to get the new ones in. Alright, so we got the old taillights out, also got the center bar off, and now with those off we can focus on cleaning up the mounting surface here so that we can get the new ones on. So I mean, there's just a bunch of sand and dirt in certain areas, and then there's also a bunch of the old sealant still on the car. And if any of you saw my quarter window sealing video, it's pretty similar in terms of how to get the old stuff off. WD-40 works the best, so what I'm going to be doing is just spraying a bunch around the edges here and wiping it off with a rag, and then once we're done with that we can get the new taillights, get the new sealant on, and then we'll press them in. Alright, just got done finishing up cleaning the body of the car here, so there's no more of the sealant left. It's nice and clean. Same thing with that side over there. It's a pretty tedious job, so I didn't want to film the whole thing, but you guys get the idea. After I finished up with the WD-40, I just went over with some brake clean to get rid of the oily residue, because you need a clean surface to put it on. But now with this all finished up, what we're going to be using to seal the taillights is this 3M Window Weld, same stuff I used for the quarter windows. I mean, I got the 5/16, but I'm sure you could use different sizes. And it just looks like this, just a big roll, and it comes in a little bead. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that stuff and we're going to lay it around the perimeter of the taillights. And once we do that to both of them, we can slide them into the opening here and put the nuts on and tighten it down. Alright, so we got the two taillights in. All of the mounting hardware on the back is tight, but what you want to make sure is you don't want to over tighten them because they're just these small little studs that are pressed into the back. So don't really go too crazy with them, just snug them up nice. But other than that though, they're all set. So what I'm going to do is get the rest of the stuff on. I'm going to get the harnesses with the light bulbs all put in, and then once I'm done with that, we can take the car out and we'll check them out. So I got the car out in the open now. It's been a few days since I finished them up, so they're a little bit dirty, but I kind of clean them off to give them a nice shine. I'm not too sure how you can pick out the color in the video, but in person it's a very deep red on the top, and then you can still see the orange, white, and kind of like a pinkish red for the reflector there. If we stand back and take a look, I think it looks very good. They're very glossy, and that's what I was going after. I did not like the matte finish of the Plasti Dip, so this is perfect, I think. For anybody wondering how I tinted the taillights and what I used 2 to 3 coats of VHT Nightshade, so that gives it that nice paint-on finish. But then to get rid of the orange peel, I wet sanded it down with 1000 grit sandpaper. And then I clear coated it with the Duplicolor Color Match clear coat, and then I wet sanded that with 2000 grit. And then once that all dried off, I polished it and waxed it, and that's what gives it that mirror-like reflection. So right now I have the brake pedal pressed, and these are the brake lights. So it is the middle of the day right now. It's pretty sunny outside, and you can easily still see the light, especially right when you're in front of it. So I'm not too concerned with how dark they are. It still looks great. You can get a close-up here. Like I said, very glossy, and that's what I was going after. You can see the reflections perfectly there, the tree in the background. But yeah, that's how you reseal the taillights on a Z31. I also just happen to be tinting them at the same time. So hopefully you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.